The suspect was no stranger to police. He had at least 14 prior arrests, including for felony larceny, robbery with a dangerous weapon, and assault.
Our next guest wants judges to be held responsible for repeat criminal offenders they let out on the street.
Joining us now is Florida Congressman Randy Fine. Congressman, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me. Sorry it's under these circumstances, but thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. You're looking to hold judges accountable, but is it part of a larger problem? I mean, is it just a judge's discretion, or does the law need to be changed that's allowing someone with this long rap sheet to do what he did?
Well, I think we've got to hold judges accountable. Look, if you're a bartender who gives too many alcoholic beverages to a customer in the bar and they kill someone on the way home, you get held responsible. So why should a judge who's protected by an armed bailiff get off the hook when they let these killers into our streets? What my bill will do is allow the family of one of these victims to sue the judge personally and hold them accountable for the crime that they allowed to happen.
I want to dig deeper, Congressman, because based on the reporting from WSOC in Charlotte, North Carolina, this murderer, the man who we saw on the video, murdered Irina Zarutska, the Ukrainian refugee. The murderer's mother said point blank that he served more than 5 years for armed robbery, got out, and she said he was diagnosed with schizophrenia. I committed him to the hospital involuntarily. It was involuntary commitment to a psychiatric facility. He was out in 2 weeks. And most recently, he was charged because he was calling 911 in part from a hospital. And she said, told the local TV station, the court should have never let her son be out in the community knowing he had mental health issues and previous arrests. Judge Roy Wiggins ordered a forensic evaluation, but he was on the street. And I can tell you that the number of state psychiatric hospital beds is at a record low. They're under 37,000, and more than half of them in this country are taken up by people who are in those beds because of criminal offenses. When is anybody in this country in power, in an elected job, going to fund psychiatric hospitals to lock up these potential murderers?
Well, as Ashley Moody talked about in your last segment, I mean, we solve these problems in Florida. We don't have these problems in Florida. The problem we have on the left, and look how the mayor of Charlotte responded to this by saying that you can't solve your way out of these problems. The Democrats seem just willing to accept evil and to just say it is what it is. We have to live with it. It's what they're saying in Chicago. It's what they said in Washington, D.C. We have a civilizational debate to have in this country, which is, does evil exist? And if you believe that it does, which I do, and the president referenced in his comments, then you have to tackle it. Whether that's more arrests, more prisons, more mental institutions, you have to say we don't have to live this way. But the problem is, I have many colleagues on the left who are simply unwilling to say that people can be bad.
The problem
and that is the problem.
In Florida, quite frankly, Congressman, because I own property there, and the only reason, having been stalked by somebody who was seriously and dangerously mentally ill, the only reason that it wasn't a problem for me and my family is because of the liberal gun laws. And my husband got a concealed carry permit.
Well, and I'm glad we can do that, but we do have better Baker Act provisions in Florida that you find in other places, and you certainly would never find a politician who made excuses for it like we saw in Charlotte. There is no question that we have a mental health crisis in this country. There is no question we need to have more institutions, but in the case of the murder of Irina in North Carolina, a judge chose to let him go. That did not have to happen, and then the governor and the mayor have made excuses for it. They're not even willing to take responsibility. And when you cannot admit there is evil in this world, then you can't solve the problem. We can arrest our way out of it. We can institutionalize our way out of it, and we have to be willing to do that. And my bill's going to hold judges accountable who aren't willing to do it.
With respect, you can't institutionalize the dangerously mentally ill if there's nowhere to put them.
Well, you have to spend money. You have to spend money. I agree.
Thank you, Congressman Randy Fine. appreciate it. This has been going on since JFK. He started it.